because you can't settle. You can't accept. And if you don't know what somebody's saying to you is truth, you need to investigate it. Don't just go with it. Because how many of you have heard the little idea, if we were to line you up across this front, and I started with the first person and I told them a secret in their ear? How many of you believe that what I said is going to be down there at the end when we get here? It's going to be something, y'all. And I could have said, the house is red with a white fence. By the time we get down there, we got a horse with a dog on his back that's running in the circus. And I'm going, what in the world? And so what you're hearing may not necessarily be true, but you have to be the one to try to validate whether it is or not. And by going to the Word, by seeking the counsel of God, then it will help you in understanding and choice making, because we all have the ability to make a choice. And you can't turn around and now I'm going to age myself when I say this, and some of y'all going to know what I'm talking about, some of y'all not. You can't turn around and say the devil made me do it. Flip Wilson, see? I told you somebody was going to know. I aged myself. I knew that. And so you won't be able to depend on that. But you also have opportunities in your life. There are times in your life where you think you are alone. Anybody in here felt like there was nobody? Family had walked away. There was nobody there. You didn't even sense God was present. And you felt deserted. And then you started to cry and say, Lord, why did you leave me? And he said, I never left you. I have always been there. And that's what we see with Jacob. I didn't leave you. Even though you were wrong, I didn't leave you. Even when you were in your mess, I didn't leave you. Now, that's a good God, y'all. I don't know about you. I'm glad he didn't leave me, because he'd have left me a long time ago. And so it is such a powerful part of this story where we see that in those moments when he lays his head down on that stone, something meant to be harsh and hard. But if you're tired enough, you'll sleep anywhere. You will. You'll sleep anywhere. Now, when my children were growing up, it was like hide and seek, trying to find them at bedtime. Because wherever they played out, that's where they were. I had a nephew who stayed with me. I knew the first place to look for him. Always go look up under the bed. And I would go in his room, and I'd look on this side. You don't see him. I go around to the other side. You would see his feet. And for some reason, he's under the bed reaching for a toy, and that's where it ended. That was it. But just that moment of, you're finding that he's there. He's comforting you if you will allow him. And a lot of times, we're so busy. As my granddaddy used to say, you're a busybody. You want to be in charge of everything. You got to keep your hands in everything. I need you to take your hands out of it. And I need for you to allow God to work. And when you do, you'll get a rest that you'll be able to lay your head down on a stone. And it will be a sweet, peaceful rest. And isn't that awesome that even when we mess up, God still grants us peace, that he still grants us rest, that he'll be present with us. He stays right there with us and won't leave us. And so we see that he's running away from something he's done wrong. I don't know. I ran away from stuff I've done wrong before. And there was nothing that I can't put a sign on to say it was right. It was wrong. It was just wrong. And then I had to, and I love this part of the story in the Bible when we hear them talk about different people when they say, and I came to myself. Y'all, that's something else to come to yourself. I mean, you figure out, like the son who left because he wanted his inheritance, and then he went out there and wasted it. And he found himself in the lowest of pit, in the pig pit, eating the slops. And he said, wait a minute, hold up. I ain't got to do this. My daddy's servants live better than this. He came to himself. Isn't it wonderful that you can just come to yourself? Sometimes you be like, you can, I do. I have conversations with me all the time. Girl, you done lost your mind. I don't know what you were thinking when you did that. I don't know where you thought you were headed to, but you better get yourself back over here and get yourself in order. Because when there's nobody else there that's telling me that, God is speaking that to my life to say, get it in order. But we can rest in the Lord and understand what's going on with us through him. Okay, she said, our time is up. See, I told y'all, this is fast. But a couple of things. Enrichment actually happens now 6:50 to 7:15, and that's music in 2:04. Let me give you something. You may want to write this down. So for tomorrow's lesson, it's going to be Ruth chapter 1. Ruth chapter 1. So that's going to be, it's that first chapter of Ruth. And I love Ruth and Naomi. But that's where we're going to come from tomorrow for lesson 2. And so the title of today's lesson was Trust God to Go With Us. And in fact, I would dare wager to change that a little bit. I trust God enough to go with him. I trust God enough to go with him. Can you be like a Abraham? Go to a place where I'm sending you and you not ask the question. Can you do that? Do you trust God enough to do that? Or are you still saying, but Lord, you ain't tell me where we were going. Do I need winter clothes or summer clothes? Should I pack a big suitcase or a little suitcase? Am I going to drive or am I flying? Is that a boat or what do I need to take? Do I take somebody with me or do I go by myself? Who I'm supposed to tell that I'm going on this venture? I mean, that's us. We're negotiating the whole time. We're going through asking all of these questions about what we ought to do, but do we have enough trust in God in that wherever he says go, you'll go? And you get the questions answered as you go. Or when you get there. That's even better when you get there. That when you get there, instead of you having to slay your child, there's a ram in the bush. And that's the sacrifice. And because you heard the Lord when he said he was going to make many nations out of you. And you were like, if I give up my child, I'm going to have a nation. But the Lord said, do you trust me? And so you got to trust him enough to be able to step out on faith and go. So you'll go up. Do you want to do enrichment? If not, we need to go tell them you're not coming. But this is the night for music to learn the song. That's fine, and you're welcome to go. So what you can do is you can go around here, go to the elevator, and then go up if you don't wish to take the stairs. But if you wish to take the stairs, you'll use these stairs right here and go up to the double doors right there and make a left. Yep. Everybody good? 2:04. 2:04.